Testing, testing, testing. I really need to get one of those mirror things so I can see what the fuck I'm doing, because I have no idea. I'm here and I have no idea what I'm doing. Welcome to my channel. It's my first video. It's my first booktube video. Not my first video. If you came here from Book Talk, you guys know that I love to talk about books. That is what I adore. That is my passion. This is what I want to do. I could just live and die in it every single day and I would be okay. I'm drinking a Gran Lungo Furtado Nespresso. You put a little bit of sugar-free vanilla syrup in it and you froth up some sugar-free coconut cream, Coffee Mate creamer. It's so good. Shit is good. We are March 31st. Holy shit. It's the last day of March and we're going to do my March wrap up. And we're going to go into all the books that I read. I think I read 15 books this month. Let's see. It says 19 here, but 4 of them were like audiobooks that were in my Read Me Romance podcast. So like I added those just because I did listen to those while I was doing chores and shit. But actual reading books, I read 15. I'm on number 16 right now, which is Nero. And I already know what the rating is because I've already read it. I'm rereading it for my book club. So I will count that one. But as of right now, I've completed 15 books. There are several things that I'm going to need in order to complete this video. Number one is my phone, because I track all my reading on my phone. I don't use Goodreads per se, like on purpose. I use Goodreads because it's attached to my Kindle Unlimited account. So when I finish a Kindle book, it automatically goes into my Goodreads. But like as far as physical books go, I don't really track those in Goodreads, but I do track them on Bookmory, Bookmory, which is an app in my iPhone. And I love it. It tells me my annual statistics. It tells me my book calendar. So this is all the books that I read this month. And it just keeps track of everything and all my ratings. And I know how many books I've read since I've started tracking. I started tracking, I think, in, I want to say October of 2023. And so I've read 264 books since October of 2023. The other thing that I'm going to need is my iPad mini, which is right here. I do book reports on every book that I read because I have extreme ADHD. Besides it just being fun for me to do book reports, I really need to be able to know what I read. And so I created my book journal, and in here I have all of my books that I don't know if you can see that. All of my books. This is all the books that I've read this year so far. And once you go into it, I click on it and then the book report is there. So this is how I keep track of everything and remember plots and stuff, because a lot of books, unless they're super interesting and super like kept my like entire attention the whole time, I forget the plots like right away, and that just sucks for me. March. Let's go through these books. The first book that I read this month was Catching Pretty, which is book 2 in the Lovely Broken Doll series by Sienna Blake. I read book 1 as an arc, and I was supposed to read book 2 as an arc, but like for some reason I never got it. So I asked her about it, and so she ended up sending me book 2 after it was out. So I own that one on my Kindle. And she also sent me the arc read of Claiming Pretty, which was book 2. So or book 3, I'm sorry. Both of which I rated 5 stars. I'm going to put them right here. Let me tell you something about this book. Hold on. I'm like glitching right now. This is my book report for Catching Pretty. Okay. Oh my God. I loved the series so much. I did a review on it on my book talk, and you guys could go into my book talk. I'll put the link into the description, and you guys can find my book talk if you have not found me here from book talk. It was so good. Who is texting me? What is going on? You have to read the first book because it kind of leaves you in the cliffhanger. And the first book is Hunting Pretty. There's 3 books. Hunting Pretty is book 1. And it's about Ava and Skaith. I think that's how you say his name, or Ty, which is another name, his real name. Like Skaith is like his nickname. He's stalking her. He has like this obsession with her, like, but they know each other, and she has no memories because shit happened to her in her childhood that she doesn't remember things. But by the second book, she got kidnapped and she's starting to remember things. And so this is what the second book is about. And it is a freaking roller coaster ride. Holy shit. I felt all these emotions, confusion, disgust, because she had to like feel all these things coming back to her. And we just get all these plot twists. It's like a whole thing. Like, oh my God, read it. It's so good. You can't help but to love him. He's like dark and depraved and fucked up. You want to hate him, but you can't. Like, it's one of those kind of things. So then we go to book 3, which is Claiming Pretty. This one broke my heart in such a good way. Wow. It was just so good. There's still plot twists. You're like, holy shit, are you kidding me right now? The end broke my heart, but put it back together at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense. I was like happy, but like not, but like happy. Okay, let's move on. Then I moved on to Wolf by Paisley Hope. So listen, I have a thing for motorcycle romances, especially if they're dark motorcycle romances. It's just, it gets me. Like, I need a drink. Oh my God. So good. If this guy were real, why can't he be? I really wish he were. Like, I can't. I just ordered Wolf in physical form. I read it on Kindle, but I really, really need to annotate it. I gave Catching and Claiming, wow. I gave Catching and Claiming Pretty 5 stars. I had such a good month of reading. Wolf was also a 5-star read for me, and the spice was like out off the charts. So was In Claiming and Catching. Spice off the charts as well, but in a different way. You have Gabriel Wolf, who was our MMC, and you have Brinley Beaumont, who is our FMC. I'm reading because, like, I remember, but I want to get the words right because, like, you know, ADHD, that if you can't tell already. Brinley's just returned to town. She had a boyfriend who she thought was going to propose to her, and he didn't. He ended up being a fucking asshole. He was like, I need to move, like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, she thought that this is what she wanted, this lovely, like, Jane Cleaver, Leave It to Be, whatever, Cleaver, I don't know, Leave It to Beaver type family life. She thought, like, that's how she was raised, to be conservative, and the wife is, like, obedient, and, like, blah, 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 like, good girl. Like, that's great and all, but, like, honestly, that's not for everybody. So, like, yeah, whatever. She goes back to her hometown. Her parents left her house because they both passed away, and so she has a house that she's getting ready to move back into in her hometown. And she goes to a bar. She sees her ex-best friend coming in with leather and lace and, like, bodyguards, and she has her girls with her. Her best friend reinvites her to her wedding because she did turn it down, and she's like, you have to, like, come hang out. One thing leads to another. She ends up going. All these motorcycle guys are there, and she had already had an encounter with Gabriel Wolf. Like, obviously, they just foreshadowing. Like, already knew they were going to get together. I think it's the rehearsal dinner. Whatever. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. But she sees some shit. She runs away, and he chases her through the woods, and he's like, you either have to be killed or you're going to be mine because you know too much now. I'm going to tell you one more scene because chapter 50 is burned into my brain. There is a scene. They're at a rally. It's outside. It's in a little town. The town doesn't want all these motorcycle people there, so they're having, like, a sermon that's, like, across the field or whatever. Brinley and Wolf have a scene. It's those two and a motorcycle, and you can hear the sermon going on in the background. Like, I'm picturing this in my brain. The sermon's going on, and they're playing around on the bike, and it is epic. And that's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Because I read Wolf by Paisley Hope, I had to go on to Protect by Paisley Hope, which is Volume 2, which is 3 books written by 3 different authors. Paisley Hope wrote book 2, and it's called Protect, and it's part of the Sky Ridge Hotshots, which is like a firefighter crew. Let me like love on Paisley Hope even more. I gave it 4 stars. Spice was 3.5. It wasn't quite Wolf. It was good though. Small town, enemies to lovers, second chance. This is about Violet and Rowan, and Violet and Rowan had like some sort of thing, but he broke her heart like 10 years before. Violet had a twin. Her twin was his best friend. He was also a firefighter. He died in a fire, and it was like this whole thing. So they're both trauma bonding, and they're both trying to love themselves again and not feel guilty for certain things and finding their way back to each other. It was good, and it was cute, and it was slightly sexy, but it was not Wolf. But I'm not going to hate on it because I do recommend it. Moving on. Oh my God, my head hurts so bad. I was like, okay, let's go back to Sienna Blake because that's my girl. She's my bitch. So I went on to Dublin Ink by Sienna Blake. That was a 4.5-star read for me. It was a quick read. It was like 275 pages on my Kindle. Oh, Arnia, I think that's how you say her name. Oh shit. Sometimes Sienna has these like, because everything is always set in Ireland, so her names are a little different, and but love them so much, like not hating on it at all. But I think it's pronounced Ornia or Arnia, Aurnia, and I don't want to do it injustice, but like I don't know what it is. She's on probation, and she is assigned to be an intern, not really an intern, but like an assistant at a tattoo shop. So she's an artist, and the minute she walks in, she notices this artwork that resonates with her, and it happens to be the owner, Connor. It's his artwork. Listen, this is a grumpy man. Grumpy as fuck, miserable, and he's older. There's an age gap. There's like an enemies to lovers type of thing. She was a thief, and she kind of like got the itch to like open the drawer, and that's how they first met. She had her hand in the fucking register, but she wasn't gonna really steal. She was just like, he kicks her out, and she like is relentless. So she ends up working for him. She comes from a fucked up life, girl. Fucked up. And he rescues her, and he ends up letting her live at his house. And I don't want to say he was a gentleman. I just want to say that he thought she was too young for him and like a whole bunch of stuff, but did not mean he wasn't attracted to her. It was hot. It was hot. I love Sienna's books. I just love the vibe. I am a really big introvert. I love when it's raining, so I don't have to go anywhere. I feel like I think about Ireland, and I think of like green grass, rolling grass, but I also think of like fog and fucking rain and like cozy. So like I may be totally wrong. I don't know. Somebody tell me. What I loved about this book was, even though he was grumpy, and she had her issues, he tried to let her go and live her life, and they had to be together. Like their love was great. And I just, at the end of the day, no matter how dark a book is, because he was morally gray, he had some shit, and so did she. Love prevails, and that is when my whole Pisces, like off in the world, that is where I come in. So let's move on, because this video is going to be like fucking an hour long if I keep talking. So after Dublin Ink, I moved on to Nyx by Serena Ackroyd. I had to go back to the motorcycle. I was like, okay, I need to find me a nice motorcycle romance. Again, not nice. Don't want to say nice, but I need to find me a nice hot motorcycle romance again. So that is why I found Nyx. Actually searched motorcycle because I just needed to. So this is Nyx, and it is a motorcycle romance. It's an enemies to lovers, which I love so much. Forced proximity, and of course it's a happily ever after, because like I need that in my life. Our FMC is Julia. MMC is Nyx. Obviously that's not his real name, but I remember this book vividly, but at the same time, like small little details I don't remember, so I need to go into so I wrote, not gonna lie, I almost DNF'd this book, not because it wasn't good, that my ADHD cannot take very wordy descriptions and metaphors, and the whole first half of the book was just that. But I stuck through it and watched Nyx and Julia's relationship flourish, and it was something wonderful to see, because she became the other half of him. Whoa. Yeah, I remember this. I ramble and my brain is like, it's like in different spots if you can't tell. The writing's very good. However, for somebody like me, the first half of the book had a lot of wordy descriptions and I had to filter through them. I had to like keep going back, decode it. But it was really good. Julia and her siblings have to go to a motorcycle club because their mother has passed away. Their father is part of the motorcycle club. He is a piece of shit. We hate this dude, so let's hate him. Her mother was his old lady. She got away. He used to beat the shit out of her. It was just awful. So she left. She just died. So they came back to their home, and that is why they are there. Her siblings want to be a part of the motorcycle club. They're old enough. They're boys. She just needs to find her place in life. So she goes back. She ends up cooking for everybody. She has this thing with Nick. They just like to have this bond. And it's just so good. It was really good. I rated this book, don't remember because like I suck. I rated the book 4 stars. Then I moved on to 2 novellas, Chilled and Thrilled and Kissed and Missed by Cleo White. I love me some Cleo White. I rated Chilled and Thrilled 3.5 stars and a spice rating of 3.75, and I rated Kiss and Miss 4 stars and a rating of 3.75. Spice rating. They were short reads, 183 pages and 150 something, 58 pages. I don't feel good. I got a headache and my stomach hurts, so like I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's get through this. They're both holiday novellas. The first one is Christmas time. The second one is a Valentine's Day. The first one is about Sophie and Bram. Sophie's best friend and her sister are, I think they're twins. They may not be. I don't remember. I don't fucking know. That's neither here nor there. Who cares? She has had a crush on their father forever. He is older. Age gap. We love that. Age gap is my favorite. It's my favorite. I am 46. My wife is 58. I'm lying. I'm 46. And my wife is going to be 58. So we have a good 11 and a half year age gap. I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know. It just hits. It hits. She works for him. Best friend's dad. We like need to push pull. They end up snowed in his house together in a snowstorm because she like had an accident and he was there. If you want to go quick spicy read, then go there. Also, Kiss and Miss is about Bram's daughter Honor. She's bisexual. She had a girlfriend, which is touched on in the first book. She was going to visit her girlfriend's family. Her girlfriend ends up cheating on her and she's distraught. She ends up staying at the dad's house. Again, age gap, forced proximity. They just have this thing. They're apart, but they keep texting each other for like 6 weeks, I believe it is. They just like have this like attraction to each other. So that's what we want to happen during. Who is calling me? Like, stop. Just stop. No. Another fast read. And there is a third book coming out, and I don't know. I think it's about the other sister. I don't remember, but like, I could be wrong though. We're moving on to Sugar and Skulls. I was on a motorcycle romance fucking hit this month. Sugar and Skulls by L.M. Terry. I rated 4 stars. There are multiple point of views in this book, and so like my ADHD was sort of just like who's this, who's that, but I figured it out and it was fine. Jessie has never had a fair life. That is our FMC. She has had a shit life, literally from the time she was born until the time we're present in the book, and like you feel awful for her and I feel terrible. But she was born with a natural artistic ability. She was brought up in foster care and she ends up like really it's in these fucked up situations. Like, I feel so bad for this girl. Her father is the president of a motorcycle club. However, she's never really known him and he was in prison, and that's why she never known him. What she did not know is he was trying to find her this whole time because he knew she was in a shit situation, but unable to find her. What we also find out is she ends up working in a tattoo shop, and the tattoo shop is run by the motorcycle club member. So like they're all connected, but not knowing, like, for years. So when she's younger, there's this guy who's like kind of scary looking and he saves her. So he beats this kid's ass, like, and he's like burned in her brain forever. Later on, years later, this is who our MMC is, Dirk. Every time I hear the name Dirk, I'm thinking of Dirk Diggler, but like, okay, like whatever. It was really good. 4 stars. Spice rating, 3.5. Dark, dark. It was an age gap because, you know, I just live for those. And just make sure you check your triggers. There's a lot of essay stuff, but like, yeah, let's move on. So then I moved on to a trilogy that I absolutely loved. And I did a review on this on my book talk. It is the Vegas Vicious series. There's 3 books in the series: Twisted Fate, Ruthless Vow, and Dark Promise. And it follows the Russo family. The first book's about Damien, the second book is about Leo, and the third book is about Sabina. Notice I don't need to read my notes that much because I loved this trilogy, and I ate it up in 3 days. Also, I just did a review on this, so I remember it very vividly. The first book is about Alina and Damien. So Damien is the second in command of the Russo family based out of Vegas, newly second in command because his father has just passed, and his brother Leo, who we're going to talk about in the second book, is the first in command and the new head of the Russo family. He needs to find out who killed his father. Meanwhile, before his father died, he checks out Alina. She's new in town. She's been in town for 5 months. In this 5 months, she's hooked up with this asshole Enzo who, like, is just a piece of shit. He beats her. Like, he's like emotionally, mentally abusive as well as physically abusive. He's a horrible person. But the book starts off, Damien is talking to her in a casino. She's not really responding to him, and Enzo sees her talking to him, and he brings her in the back and like hits her. She runs away from him, and Damien's like, who is that? Like, go down the line a little bit more. She's in hiding from Enzo. She's in Vegas because she is with her brother Marcus. Has a gambling problem, but he also works for the Russo family, but she does not know. He also has a poker game going with Damien. He owes him a lot of money. When Damien finds out that Alina is his sister, he plots to capture her. So she thinks that she's being captured to save her brother, when in fact he's capturing her, number one, because he likes her. And I know that's the main reason. That's not what he's saying, though. And number two, because of her ties to Enzo. And Enzo is the guy he thinks killed his father. Meanwhile, in book 1, we find out about Leo and his assistant, Nicole. We find out that she backstabs him. He's capturing Nicole because she like turned on the family. She was his father's assistant for 2 years, and once his father died, she became his assistant. Little do we know, what we find out is that she had to turn on the family because her sister is being held, and so she's following orders to try and take down the Russo family. In actuality, she loves them. Like, she loved the father, and she didn't think Leo was a bad guy, but she had to do what she had to do. So that's what the second book is about. The third book is about their sister Sabina and Nikolai, and Nikolai is a part of the Russian mafia, and it is a true enemies to lovers. All we talk about in book 2, mainly, not all we talk about, but like, we know that they hate each other, or she hates him. He loves her. This was my favorite book, I think, because of the lead up to it. You could see that Nikolai and the Russo boys have teamed together to try and save Sabina from being targeted. They end up being stuck together. We love them, and they're quick reads. The books are like 210 pages or less. They're fast reads. They're so good. I rated all of the books 4 stars, 4.5 stars ish, somewhere like that. The last book I rated 4.5 stars. Spice rating of 4. You guys should read it. It's available on KU. Are we almost done? I'm behind on my book reports, but the next book I read, if you follow me on Book Talk, you guys know how I feel about this book. You know how I feel about this series. I read Hexed, which is book 6 in the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. And I get a moment of silence. I have been putting this book off forever. I pre-ordered it. I got it in November. I didn't want to open it because I knew it was going to be the end of an era for me, and I like put it off. But finally I was like, okay, Tasha, put your big girl panties on and let's read this fucking book. I opened it up, and I also downloaded it on KU because I have this new thing where If I'm reading a physical book and I want to read it at night, I don't want to have my light on. Like, it just hurts my eyes. So I'm going to download it on my Kindle so I can read it at night and then annotate within the Kindle. And then the next day I just transfer it over, which is more work for me, but I love it so much. Look how pretty my book report is. I feel like people are mixed on this, and I don't know why, but that's okay. This is my opinion. I thought this was the best book in the series. I thought for a long time that Cross and Hooked, which is book 1 and 5, or 5 and 1, but whatever, were my favorites until I read this one. And this one really, really pulled at my heartstrings. I don't know, it resonated with me, and I loved it. I gave it a 5-star rating and a spice of 4. And the spice was 4 because it wasn't a lot of it. There was a lot of angst. It was a really slow burn, and which is, you know, Emily is known for that. She slow burns you, but it's okay because the plot is like so good. The storyline's good, the character development, the relationship with the characters. It's just something that you just want it to work out. And if it's an insta love, insta lust, like acted on, it wouldn't work. This is 505 pages of utter goodness. It is depicting the Little Mermaid, sort of, just like all her Never After series books. Our FMC is Vanessa, and our MMC is Enzo. They are both morally gray. They are each other's versions. And I love this book because a lot of times you don't find that. Like, they're on equal level playing fields. She is just as dark as him. He's just as dark as her. He is just as depraved as her. She is just as depraved as him. And it works. However, when they first meet as an enemies to lovers thing for her, he was absolutely mesmerized by her the first time he met her. And I'm going to tell you how they do that, because he is engaged to her cousin Aria, who is the absolute fucking worst. I hate this woman. She is not nice, and just like, I'm done. Like, I don't like her. I don't like her at all. He is engaged to her. He is from the north and they live in the south. Aria's father, which is Vanessa's uncle, is like the head kingpin of like whatever like shit goes on in the south. Vanessa is an orphan, sort of. Her mother was killed when she was younger. Her mother is her uncle's sister, obviously, duh. She ends up living with them, okay? She ends up doing all his dirty work for him, like, you know, hurting people, killing people, etc. She's just as dark. Aria's engaged to Enzo. Enzo goes down to the south to finally meet her family, and he comes across Vanessa, and oh my god, the instant attraction is just unfucking real. From the minute they met. But throughout this book, we find out all these secrets, these betrayals, things are coming out. This was my absolute favorite book in the series. I said this already in my book review on Book Talk. Their love is made out of every range of every feeling. I felt all the pain, all the love, all the hate, all the emotions. They had to be apart. It was forbidden. Like, they could not touch each other for the longest time because of Aria and her father. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. And once they got back together, it was just, I don't know, this whole book just killed me. It killed my soul, and I loved every fucking second of it. And I think that everyone should read this. Everyone should know that the Never After series, although it's books 1 through 6, you don't have to read them in order. Moving on. I moved on to book 2 in the I moved on to book 2 in the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher, Terms and Conditions. And also, I annotated this shit. I fucking loved this book. I loved it. I loved the fine print. I loved Terms and Conditions. I love this book. The reason why I didn't finish annotating it is just because I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's annotated on my Kindle. I love the hell out of this book so much. I'm always loving me a workplace billionaire book. Like, okay. So if you haven't read this series, you should read it. The first book is The Fine Print. The second book is Terms and Conditions. And the third book is Final Offer, which I have not read yet. But it follows... I'm getting tired. The first book follows Rowan, the brother Rowan. Why can't I think of their last name right now? Like, it's killing me. This one follows Declan, the other brother. So their grandfather dies, and he has left them 3 letters with 3 separate instructions. So in the first book, Rowan needed to take over their Dreamland business. Think of Disneyland on crack. He wanted him to take over Dreamland, revamp it and stuff in order to get his inheritance. And Declan needed to marry and produce an heir. Iris is his assistant and has been for 3 years, and she has been his lifeline for 3 years. She does everything for him, okay? And she arranged all these fiancés for him. It did not work out. So anyway, they end up fake marrying. Like, what? Okay? And what I love about this is Iris is a Black woman. I love me a book with some culture and diversity. And I believe that it was the case in the first one too, but don't quote me because my brain doesn't work. Anyway, this book was great. I have not done a book report on this yet, but I will tell you that I rated it 4.5 stars. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. I moved on to Nash. I don't know how I get. Oh, I was on Book Talk and Nash came up. It's the Bells and Bratva's Beast. Bells and Bratva Beast book 1 by Kelly Finley. I was pleasantly surprised. I came across this book on Book Talk, and the first thing I thought of was it was an age gap and best friend's father. So that drew me to it. And 4.5 stars. Spice was off the fucking chain. Off the chain, close to 5 stars, maybe 5 stars. This is the last book that I just read before. I'm reading Narrow right now, which is for my book club, and that's a reread. So I haven't had a chance to do a book report on it. However, hot. He is a part of a secret society. Vale is our FMC and Nash is our MMC. Vale's best friend's father. He's hot. She has loved him from the time she was like 13, 18. They had a little moment when she was 18, but nothing like crazy. He's obviously older than her, and he has been obsessing over her for 12 years, literally, since she was 18. So he's a part of a secret society, and she is getting her PhD for sex therapy or some kind of along those lines. She works for an adult store. She's a manager, and he is an accountant, and she screwed up all the accounts, so he's helping her. Basically, this is talking about their whole like together and his secret society, which is like there are 7 kings and 7 queens. We're just gonna leave it at that, okay? And he's a king. She ends up being a queen. So I'm just gonna leave it there. You guys need to read it. It's fucking hot. Okay. Now, I'm reading Narrow. I don't need to talk about. Okay, so like, yeah, I just started it like last night. But here's the thing: I already read this. I talk about this book in the Alliance series so many times. So like, I'm annotating because this is the book that I chose for my book club, and we have a meeting in a couple weeks. So I figure that I might as well get to them annotating, and that's where I'm at right now. And I think I've talked your ear off enough. Those are my books in March. I had some good reading. So yeah, make sure you guys follow me on my Book Talk and subscribe here. Like it, share it, do what you gotta do. But yeah, I want to get this channel rolling, and I hope you guys have a wonderful April, and I will see you next week.